Hello there, I am ICVA, and I will be your voice for this video. Hope you enjoy. This time we are going to expand upon the special powers of the angels, the gods of destruction, and the supreme Kais of Dragon Ball. Specifically, we are going to explore what I call the 4 godly powers foundations, which basically encapsulates the different characteristics, abilities, and even transformations of the gods. So, without further ado, let's start. I divided the different aspects of the gods into 4 different foundations. This way, we can easily understand how they work and the differences between them. The first foundations of the gods is mindset. This is the preferred attitude and mindset the respective type of god should have to properly fulfill their role. For instance, the supreme Kais as gods of creation need to be selfless towards the world and other living beings. The reason is because the main role of a Kaioshin is to be a positive force of creation, willing to support and nurture the universe. On the other hand, the gods of destruction preferably need to be egotistical and strong-headed towards their ideals and duties. This is because the main role of a Hakai is to be willing to do anything to follow the path of destruction and power. Logically, someone that is too compassionate and selfless, such as the Supreme Kai, can't fulfill the role as a force of destruction, while mortals are usually much more selfish, especially the ones that are looking to become stronger. Lastly, the angels require a mindset that is fully calm and disciplined. The reason is because the main role of an angel is to remain as a neutral force in the universe, not directly interfering with the gods nor the mortals. Also, due to the immense powers the angels possess, having an undisturbed mind is necessary to not use it recklessly. After all, having the ability to control reality itself can have tremendous negative effects on the universe. The next foundation is the supreme mental technique of the gods. Let's start with the angel technique, which is the most well-known and also canonical. They use the Ultra Instinct, the secret of the self-centered. The Ultra Instinct is an extension of the previously mentioned required mindset of an angel, and it allows the user to automatically defend, attack, and counterattack any type of moves from the opponent or anything in general. Next, we have the gods of destruction's mental technique, which is the Ultra Ego, the secret of the self-indulgent. Even though this name was canonically given by Vegeta, let's make a slight change to the story and establish that Ultra Ego is the actual name given to the technique by the gods. Ultra Ego allows the user to increase their power via overwhelming emotions such as rage, which is usually accompanied by strong convictions from the user. Generally, one of the triggers to activate this technique is receiving damage from the opponent. Finally, there is the special mental technique of the Kais, and this is one of our own addition to the story. We call it Ultra Affinity, the secret of the selfless. This technique increases psychic abilities to an exceptionally high level, such as telepathy, remote viewing, energy sensing, and so on. The third foundation is the divine power of a god. Starting with the destruction power, used by the gods of destruction. This one is pretty straightforward. It allows the user to completely destroy any kind of target, as long as the user is powerful enough. This power can be used as energy attacks and barriers as well, although one of the most advanced techniques of destruction is applying this power directly to the target, as we can see with Hakai. Next, the Supreme Kais have access to the creation power, allowing them to manipulate creation by using magical techniques, such as teleportation, time travel, matter materialization, telekinesis, or healing. Lastly, we have the angels, which admittedly, I'm unsure what name to give their speciality besides just angel power. I was thinking either spirit power or soul power. The former is the same name given by the Yardrats to their techniques. Maybe we could link both concepts into one and say that the Yardrats use a very underdeveloped version of spirit power. But I am unsure of this change. If someone has a good name for the angel's power, let me know in the comments. In any case, we talked a bit about the angel's power in my previous video, and basically, we established that they are capable of perfectly combining both their own godly ki and the Genki of the universe, allowing them to warp reality and also have an incredibly high level of power. In other words, angels have all the benefits of both magic and ki without any of the drawbacks. The final foundation is the divine transformation of a god. Starting with the gods of destruction, who all possess the destructor form, this transformation unlocks the full destructive power of a Hakai, increasing their overall power and the effectiveness of their destruction. Because the destructive form is so powerful and hard to fully control, even for a god of destruction, a single misstep can easily destroy the entire universe. That's why they are forbidden to use this transformation without their respective angel, who must make the required preparations to protect the universe from the full destructive power of the Hakai Shin. Next, we have the creator form used by the Supreme Kais. We have already talked about this transformation in previous videos. Basically, it is accessed when the Supreme Kai fully taps into the source of creation, aka the Universal Tree's divine energy. When the Supreme Kai uses this form, they utilize the energies of the universe to empower themselves and their magical power immensely, which also increases their supportive techniques to godly levels. Similar to the gods of destruction, the Supreme Kais can't just freely use this form whenever they want. The creator form should only be used to create and maintain the entire cosmos, and the only possible exception is when the universe is in a completely dire situation that requires the use of this transformation by the Supreme Kais. Finally, let's make our own addition to the story and give the angels their own divine transformation. For now, let's call it the angelic form. With this form, the angels have access to their full power and have complete freedom to control reality. To give a couple of examples of what they can do, the angels in their base form can only rewind time back to 3 minutes, but with their angelic form, they do not have a limit. Another example would be their transportation technique, which is not instantaneous, but by using their transformation, the angels can pretty much teleport to any place they want. Of course, the angels can only use their transformation with permission from the Grand Priest. Realistically, angels only get to use this form during their trainee days with the Grand Priest. Before finishing, let's clarify that all mortals can potentially use any of the previously mentioned foundations, and it really depends on them having the required traits and a proper mentor. But of course, it is extremely hard to master any of the foundations. With that, we have explained the characteristics of the higher gods from the Dragon Ball universe. However, there are also Zeno and the Grand Priest. Some people speculate that both Zeno-sama and the Grand Priest are just higher versions of a god of destruction and an angel, respectively. While this idea partially makes sense, I don't necessarily think it's the case. If anything, I can see Zeno being a god of both creation and destruction. But for the sake of speculation, let's entertain the idea that Zeno-sama is similar to a god of destruction and the Grand Priest is his angel. Naturally, there should be a counterpart to Zeno, a supreme god of creation. Perhaps the mysterious dragon god Zalama fills that role in the Dragon Ball cosmology. What do you think about that? Let me know your thoughts about the roles of both Zeno-sama and the Grand Priest, including what you think Zalama really is.
It is me again, the horrible and scary AI voice. I hope all of you enjoyed hearing an actual person voicing my video. Hopefully, we will keep it that way. If anyone is in need of a voice actor, you can check on IC's email or Discord. If you are asking yourself, why I don't use my actual voice, it simply is because I am too embarrassed to do it. In fact, just uploading YouTube videos is a huge step for me, but I am sure in the future I'll get over it. With that being said, we are done for the video. If you enjoyed it, please consider giving a like and subscribing to my channel, and if you prefer not to, I still appreciated you watching the video. I hope you have great days to come, and see you again soon. Smiley face.